Hey guys, and welcome back to Francesco and Daddy's DIY tutorials. Today we are going to show you how to replace the front seat belts in Dad's 1955 210 two-door sedan. Okay, we are on the driver's side door of Dad's car, and Dad's going to show you how we're going to do this.
Okay, everybody. So, hey, of course, start with putting something over your nice seats and things if you have some nice seats in the car and all to protect them, because you're going to get dirty doing this no matter what happens. Next thing is, as you can see on my floorboards here in the back seat, and I also moved the seat all the way up with pushing down on that knob right there to get us some space. So as you can see on the back floorboards here, there were, when I bought this car 35 years ago, and I don't know if it's original to the car or soon aftermarket or somewhere in between. They were probably sold at the dealership when they sold the car brand new. But there's brackets down here. So this car may have had front seat belts. It never had back seat belts that I know. This is an original car with low miles. So I know this wasn't done anytime in recent memory, but they've been there so long that there's a nice little indentation there, and they fit perfectly. And so I took this one off. It was a little tough getting it off. I had to kind of take a wire brush, grind around with the wire brush around the nut on the bottom of the floorboard because of all those 70 years of grime under there, and to take the bolt out. But now that I have them, if you buy a kit that Francesco was showing you earlier, you can buy them from Tri-5 or Eckler's or any of those kinds of reputable, restoration companies for 55, 6, and 7 Chevrolets. You can buy a kit, and they come with the big washers and everything that you would probably typically use. But mine already came with these more original, anyway, brackets. So I'm going to use these, and we'll show you how further in the video. And underneath the floorboard on the outside of the car was this so-called washer, which is just a piece of stamped steel. And I'm going to use the new bolts with the kit because the old bolts came out kind of beat up, and I'm going to have to ream this out a little bit for the new bolt. They come with really nice, I think, number 5 bolts. So we're going to do that today. If you get a new kit and you do not have original seat belts in there or brackets, you'll have to drill holes through the floor here, and we'll have to show you underneath where they come out. So you got to go around the frame to a solid portion, but they're approximately where you see in the car right now. And we can get a measurement for you later where these exactly are if you would like. We'll lay a ruler down here for you and tell you where they are to help you out.
Okay, so Dad is going to remove the negative battery connector from his car so that we don't waste the car battery with the indoor light being on because the doors are open.
Passenger side of the passenger car. I think this is probably the most important part of the video, is deciding where to place the brackets and the seat belts for your front seats on the back floorboards here in the 1955 Chevy. So what I did was I laid a ruler down. I think the best way to determine this is to go by the original thought, which is these brackets that are in my car, since it's an original car with low miles, 45,000 original miles, that either the dealership put them in or it was aftermarket very soon after the original purchase, if not from the factory, but I doubt that. And so, going back then, I think they knew the proper placement, so I wanted to put a ruler down for you guys to see where it is. So from the door sill, inner part of the door sill, Fisher body door sill, it's 23 1/8 inches all the way to the center of the furthest hole that you need to drill. And it is then 12 inches back from there toward the door sill again is the second hole closest to the door. And so that's where these are placed. So that should help you. I'll also go from the back seat forward. So the back seat forward is 13 inches to the center. Interestingly, as we're sizing the location of the driver's side seat belts on the floorboard, front seat belts on the floorboard in the back here, it's a difference of about 1 inch. So it's 22 1/8 inches from the inner door sill, Fisher body door sill, to the center of the furthest hole, 22 1/8. And then it comes back 12 inches center to center for the one closest to the door. And then let's see how far it is from the back seat, the base of the back seat. It's just a little bit further, but it's 13 inches again. So it's 13 inches again. So that part, yep, it's 13 inches again. It looks like they drilled them pretty quickly. So what I'm thinking that happened is, because I have a feeling that all of these were done after production, that to find a good location to place your washers and to put your nuts and bolts on the bottom in between the frame and some other items down there, that there might have needed to be a little tiny bit of variation, which is about 1 inch difference from this side to that side. But I wanted to let you know where an original car placed them way back, because that's going to be pretty darn close to where you need to place them.
Okay, now we took out all of the bolts and all of the brackets, and Dad's gonna show you how to do this, because these holes in the car are too small for the bolts that we have.
Right, so everybody, so here's what I did. These were the original brackets, probably from the original dealership or quick aftermarket way back in time, 70 years ago. This is where they originated from. Having said that, what I did afterward was this is the original washer, so-called square washer for underneath the car, down here underneath the car. Okay, so what I needed to do was, I was using the brand new hardened bolts from the set of seat belts, and they're great, and the nut and the washer, they're all new right here. However, they couldn't get through my original washer, and I like things original, so I'm going to use the original parts if I can, including this bracket, including the bottom washer. And then the hardware set came with this washer, which is a big washer, which goes underneath the car. Now, it's kind of thin, to tell you the truth. It's thinner than the original one that came with the car, so I'm going to use the original. Plus, I don't like how new and modern this looks to have underneath my car. I like things that look a little older. Plus, I think it's a little flimsy. So what I'm going to use is these washers that I've collected from shock absorbers. You know, they're the strongest, best washers you've ever seen. So I'm going to, so here's how we're going to do this. Also, the holes in all of these were not large enough, or the floor were not large enough for these new bolts. So I took a hand ream and machined them myself by hand. Get a left-handed glove on, and just crank this to the right until the bolts can fit through all of your parts. Okay, including the floor, and I was doing that here. And I'll give you an example here, because I still have to go through the floorboard here a little bit further with this hand ream, which is an outstanding tool for so many reasons. But here today, there we go. I was able to get the bolt through now. That's what you have to do, and it's the easiest, quickest tool to use for widening a bolt, you know, machining and widening a hole that needs to be. So what we're going to do here is, it's going to be this on top with my seat belt through here, and this bolt through to the bottom. And then underneath, I'm going to have the original square washer plus my washer from my collection of washers from a shock absorber, plus the new lock washer, plus the new nut. And this all goes on the bottom of the car. And so that's how we're going to do it. We're going to tighten it up, and we'll be good to go.
Quick tip, guys. The female end, which is the end that has the clasp to release, goes on the inside of the car. so that if it falls out of the door, it doesn't damage your paint as much.
Right, so the smaller side, the male end, goes on the outside near the door on each side, everybody. And then also, when you're bolting them down, make sure that you look which side is up. Here's the tag side, that's down. This side is up, and so make sure you put it before, so you don't have to take it out again to adjust that.
Thanks for watching today's video. If you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. Thank you.